Hello everybody, welcome to a very special stream. Chris Nirvana Tool here. We are here to talk about the Online Warlord League and a very special event that's been going on that I feel like, you know, anyone who... Oh, we got Zant summoning Fat Kid, so what's going on, Zant? But we're here to talk about Malrog Ironface, which is a name that you have not necessarily seen on a card, but it's a name that anyone who's latched onto Warlord lore will recognize as one badass motherfucker. So to talk about this guy and give us a little teaser of what's to come in the league, we are joined by a friend of the show, idolized in a bit alert over here, and connoisseur of 100+ card decks, Gracchus the Old. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Doing good. So you are one of the co-organizers for the Online Warlord League, and you know, you guys reached out to me. You're like, hey man, we want to like do something special and show some people what's going on with this. So I think like where we can kind of start is kind of just kick it over to you and really just talk about the Online Warlord League and what you guys have been doing for the past 10 months. Yeah, going to be 11 months soon.
Yeah, 11 months and 2 days. So you referred to me as one of the organizers, and that is not.
Ooh, I gave you too much credit.
No, yeah, that's way too much credit. So League, like the person that does all the heavy lifting for League creatively is Yutaka. So this was kind of like. I don't think that he pulled it out of whole cloth, because there was like a journal, there's a war journal article about it that he like borrowed some elements from, but he has taken like, I think, a 3-page article from 20 years ago and turned it into something very, very viable. There's, I think, over 100, and I can't even tell you how many quests at this point. We've done multiple like challenge events, which are 3v1 versus, you know, some historical character of note from the Challenge Lord series. The quests have all been like a memory lane walk through the history of Warlord, and he's spearheaded every bit of it. So like he's constantly on the Wayback Machine looking up Overlord decks and stuff like that. And yeah, he's done a really good job. So I have helped. Honestly, I've helped make a Excel spreadsheet, run some challenges, and then Xenomorph, who is the other of the three of us that do the bookkeeping, I guess, has been helping a lot, tallying things up so that at the end of the month we can send totals out. But yeah, so that's League, right? So it's relaxed play. You build a warlord with very limited points. So tier 0, you start with 70 points, which a regular warlord's like 150. You start at max level 3. You start with no cards over, I think, level 3. No actions over level 3, might be level 4. And then as you do quests, you unlock specific cards that you can now use in your deck, and you gain experience points. And once you gain a certain experience threshold, you get more Build a Warlord points to incorporate into your Warlord as your Warlord progresses and levels up. We've done Dragon Lord challenges and Demon Lord challenges as part of the event. And when those challenges happen, depending on the challenge rules, will unlock additional Build a Warlord points for the entire league to take advantage of if the Demon or Dragon Lord is defeated. So we've been able to do some real cool cooperative stuff in a game that's not cooperative at all, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way of putting it, because the cooperative format is something that's become popular in gaming in general over the most recent years, and like Warlord never really had anything like that. So having that element, it's familiar, I think, to your players, and also just, you know, again, something new, but while also hitting the right nostalgia buttons. And obviously the Challenge Lord also being one of those nostalgia buttons for sure. Like having to recreate it, and I guess like this, where we are with Warlord now, it has been challenging. Like I know there's always been talks of, get it, challenging, but there's been talks of, you know, let's do Dragon Lord challenges again, or let's do Medusan Lord challenges, and other than like Atu the, you know, was it Atu the Fallen or Atu the, I forgot what.
I don't remember if it was the Fallen or the Poison Field, but Atu is such a bad warlord to get 2 Medusan Lords.
Exactly. So like when he was running around, that was about it. And then when Woodrow lost him to
Rollo beat that.
Yes,
right?
He did. Good old Rollo, who there's an interview with him about a year plus back. If anyone wants to check that out on my YouTube, you can actually hear him talking about it. I was sitting right next to him when he did it because I was also trying to kill that bad boy. But either way, you haven't really captured the challenge. Like Warlord itself hasn't captured the challenge essence yet. So to see you guys doing it in the league is really cool. And now that you guys are at the Medusan level, that's going to be something. And who better to start it with the storyline-wise, the founder of the Medusan Lords that we've only ever seen mentioned either in flavor text or in the RPG, I believe.
So technically his name appears in certain cards. There's Malrog's first test, and then there's a dungeon that's banned that is an alternate win condition that has got Malrog's name in it, but I can't remember.
I think it's Malrog's lair. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so his lair and his tests, not good.
It's interesting because so I didn't know a lot about I didn't play the RPG, so I didn't know a lot about the lore behind Malrog, and that was another thing we've done with League. We've reached out to so Yotaka's relied heavily on the Wayback Machine, but we've also reached out to different people that were on the story team to like brainstorm some of the ideas behind quests and stuff like that. But Malrog, the interesting thing about him is that card Malrog's first test is truly a reference to like a very important storyline event for the Accordlands, which is Malrog was like a Nothrog war leader, right? He heard that there was a dragon called Deathbile, and he was going to go kill it. It was like a true child of the dragon that the Deveranians worship the soul or whatever. And so he went to go fight it. It killed all of his people. It ate him. He woke up in its belly. He ate its heart, punched his way out, Drax a la Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And whenever he got magic from it. So that's why when you defeat that dungeon, you get a dragon in your front rank. Very, very interesting flavor-wise.
That's actually really cool, and that's metal as fuck for sure. So like that's all good. Before we move on to our next topic, I do want to kind of just show everybody in the Discord, which is also linked in the description of this video once it goes live, or on my Twitch right now. If you guys are watching, you should be able to see it linked in some of the little info things I have down there. And if not, I'll make sure you guys figure it out. But we have a Discord community. Obviously, if most of those will be aware of that, but join that up. And in there is a dedicated section to the online Warlord League. There is a dedicated channel too as well called Malrog Ironface. And in this post from Yotaka Fish on October 22nd, you'll be able to see the full challenge rules. We won't fully go too deep into it. We will mention that I see that there, 1 to 3 players may challenge it. So like how Gracchus was hinting at, the co-op element is definitely on the field here. Players will have a limited number challenge. At least all players will get 1 challenge. And then there's some tie-ins in terms of other mechanics, ways to get bonus XP, and other challenge bonuses that are all tied to other quests as well. But I won't. The stream is we're here to talk about some fun stuff. We're not necessarily here to read a post that you all can go read yourself that I'm showing on screen. So let's talk more about fun things. Let's talk about the artwork process, because there is no imagery that I'm aware of anyway from Malrog.
No, so we haven't. Oh, that exists like in the lore.
Like, I don't think was there a portrait of him in the RPG, or do you guys have?
I don't. So I just have seen the text files, the text PDFs. I don't believe there is an image in the RPG, but there is you know, he is described as he's a
Yeah.
Nothrog. He is like I don't want to say orc looking because copyright. I don't know who owns copyright for orcs, but he's definitely like he looks like that.
Wyvern says Farm Far's art was supposed to be Malrog initially, so that's the closest we can theorize. That's a good point.
Well, we went in a slightly different direction than Farm Far, but we stayed very true to the roots of the story that does exist in canon, right? So the gauntlet, the armor, the axe are all incorporated, and we're pretty excited about the artwork. So we had discussions kind of early on when we were going through this process about AI art versus, you know, commissioning art, and what's it going to cost to commission art. And it was cost prohibitive for us, really, but we had some conversations, and there is a very, very good member of the community named Rogue Panda that did us a very, very large solid, and he was able to help us out on the cost of some real art as opposed to AI art, and we know that that's a hot button in the community right now. So when we saw we had the opportunity to do real art for this kind of like culmination of a year's worth of challenges, we really wanted to make sure we did that. That was important to us. It was very intentional, and it couldn't have happened without Rogue Panda art, and he did an amazing job.
And I think we need to tease that a little bit right now. So what I'm about to reveal, I know Gracchus, I don't know if you're watching it, but what we have here is the character card for Malrog without any of his abilities or stats filled out. So you all saw a little bit of tease if you paid attention to my stream starting image. We showed his feet in true Gracchus fashion, gave them the feet pics. So you got a little taste of that Rogue Panda art style. But here is the rest of the card, as you can see. So, all right, Gracchus, let's talk about this guy and Rogue Panda's art. Anything else now that the world is looking at this Ironface glistening Nothrog with a big ass axe standing on top of a dead dragon? What do you got?
So where do you want to start? So the items of note are already mentioned in the post. Right, you've got the armor, you've got the axe, you've got the gauntlet, and you've got the gem, which is one of his eyes, right? So he's standing on the skull of dead dragon. Beautiful dusky background, wonderful colors. The full bleed looks really, really good. I don't know. What do you think? What are your thoughts about the artwork?
I was like Rogue Panda art being a good friend of mine. I do love his style, and I really do like the colors and like the magical energy coming out of the arm really stand out to me. I think also the funny thing that like I made a joke to you about when you shared me the files. I was like, homeboy's got thunder thighs. Look at those meaty legs.
He does. He doesn't play along, man. Yeah, he's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, it takes a lot of leg strength to bust out of a dead dragon's stomach.
yeah, after eating its heart. Yeah. So, we're very, very happy with how the artwork's turned out. Rogue Panda has been great to deal with. So this is the second time I've gone through the like commission artwork that's Warlord related process. The first time was really just a middle finger to Chase. And that was with Heather Bruton, also great. This phenomenal experience. It's really, really great. We're really excited. And so because the art's so good, should he fall, there's going to be a physical copy printed and mailed to the Feller.
There we go.
Yeah.
In true Medusa Lord fashion, you need to get that prize.
Yeah.
I think in true AEG fashion, I don't remember specifically, but if I'm I'm not mistaken, I believe there were some Medusan Lords where they fell, and they're like, yeah, you know, I just have the proxy version. Let me mail you the real one. I believe my Medusan Lord, Orvok Gronefall, was the case. I think I wasn't even the runner at the time. I'm pretty sure Rob McGowan had to give good old Carl from I'm blanking on his last name. Good guy from the mass crew over there. Had to give him the proxy until I got the printed versions from from Arn. So it'll be the same thing here. You beat it digitally, and then someone's gonna mail you a printed card.
Yeah, for sure.
So obviously, again, the artwork doesn't have the abilities. I think we can kind of tease a little bit of that. I know he's still kind of being tweaked, but can we talk in broad strokes? What other hints can you give about what this card might do? Just so people can understand where to go. As a hunter, like, that would be important to me. I need tidbits. Like, I don't know what this card does, but I need to prepare.
So I can give you some tidbits. So in broad strokes, the axe is very, very strong. It's probably going to be safe to say that there's some multi-wounding component to it, right? Does that make sense?
I would think so. That it's big enough that, you know, it ain't just one big slash.
Yeah, for sure. I do know that just like all the Medusans, he's going to have the standard, you can't auto-kill. Like, don't play Prisoner Shadow and think that you're going to, you know, make him roll a 1 on a DC 13 to die. Like, you're not going to be able to auto kill him. He's going to have, you know, a Resh light text where you're not going to be able to do 19 wounds in one packet. He is going to be a very beefy boy from a hit point standpoint, because one of the challenge mechanics is that his wounds carry over from challenge to challenge. There's some specifics on there that I won't give out completely based on the number of challengers. Some of that might heal off, but it is, like, when we talk about we wanted this to be a collaboration, it is definitely something that the entire league is going to need to work together on. And there are going to be prizes for all challengers. So everybody that challenges Malrog is going to get a physical copy of their Warlord sent to them.
I like it. That way it kind of just... And that's one thing, too, I can speak to from experience as somebody who has run into the brick wall that is a Medusan Lord many times. Like, it can be demoralizing to... all of a sudden just lose third action. I don't think this might happen. You'll probably get a little bit more actions with this guy, but I would say, folks, that you have to kind of take a different mindset to this, and having that structure to where wounds carry over, and you kind of look at this as like a long-term challenge and an investment. Like, that's really cool. Like, because always look at it as progress no matter what. And there was always that element to the challenge lords anyway. Every game you played, you saw more cards in the deck, and you were able to then recreate that deck list yourself and playtest against it. So as you guys get chewed up by this guy, don't feel bad.
So there's a couple things there's a couple mechanics that we wanted to make sure that we played with for Malrog, because they're really important to Warlord, and they're kind of, I don't want to say underrepresented, but like, we're trying to make this the everything Medusan Lord. So card tokens are going to be a component of some of his abilities. I won't say any more than that. But also feats are a big part of his kit. So he's gonna play fast and loose with, you know, you might see some magic resistance or some repost or some stuff like that. And also he may, you know, depending on, you know, what cards come out, he may be passing some of that stuff out to his army, because he's not just it's not the Tython challenge. He's got a full deck with characters and everything you're gonna have to deal with as well. So
that's true. He was charismatic. He brought together some of the most powerful people. You don't do that unless, one, you demand respect, and two, you know how to talk. And so this Nothrog boy, he's a tactician. He knows.
He is. So it's funny. Tactician is one of the traits that we talked about putting on him, and he may have it depending on room, because it's more of a flavor trait than anything else.
Gotcha. So I think that's a good tease as to what is coming. You guys will have to stay tuned, and you'll have to do your own challenge to see the text. I know Gracchus and team are working to finalize that, so we will get that to you all eventually. So stay tuned to that. I'm just taking a look at my notes. Is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Gracchus, about this challenge, about Malrog in general? Anything you want to add? And also, just before you answer, a caveat to any of the audience: if you all have questions for Gracchus right now, feel free to post them in chat. Once he's done doing his little last-minute spiel, I'll throw them his way. Throw curveballs, throw hot heat, throw anything at him, because we will make him answer here on that. So with that, anything else you want to add about Malrog here, Gracchus?
An important mechanic, very, very, very important mechanic for this challenge is pay very close attention to the quests that give you a bonus. Because what those things do is they weaken him and make him a little bit more human. Another thing that I'll go ahead and tease: every Medusan Lord has a weakness. Very often, those weaknesses don't matter at all, right? Malrog does have a weakness. I don't know. Did I share with you what his weakness was or no?
You have not told me. I am not familiar with it. And you can tease whatever you want. It's up to you.
So Abyssals, Storm Race, and Dragons, you're welcome, Wyvern, add their levels to DC saves, and wounds inflicted by them cannot be reduced.
There you go. Abyssals, Dragons, and Storm Wraiths.
Yeah.
Gotta have some Storm Wraiths in there for you, right?
Yeah. So that's a symmetrical effect. So it goes both ways, but it's interesting. I like it.
Okay, let's see. So we got some questions here.
Yeah.
Zant wants to know, does Malrog have a 100-card deck?
So it's possible. So Yataka is going to build a version, and I'm going to build a version. Our warlords are the same. Our decks are going to be slightly different. And then you can challenge based on your time. You'll always be able to get a challenge in, right? Mm-hmm. I have been looking at I've done all these challenges. It is sometimes miserable to finish playing all your cards and then sit there for 20 minutes while your 3 opponents just chew the snot out of your army and you. So I've been flirting with a card called Timeless Body, which is one of my favorite cards. It's really, really bad, but I love it. And there's a lot of monks that are Nothrogs, like level 4, level 5 monks. And I'm like, well, what if I just built a deck that had a bunch of level 4 monks and 3 copies of Timeless Body, and I play my cards and then it turns over. Good luck. I thought that could be kind of fun. 100 cards sounds kind of fun. There's some inherent card advantage when we do the 3v1 challenge format. It's based on the number of players. And we've messed with that before. So 100 card deck is not horrible. I don't think that this guy needs to worry about holding ranks though. I feel like he's not going to be sad to be in the front rank swinging his you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyway,
that's a trick that you guys had to try and balance a 3v1. I know that there was a chosen Medusa Lord that was similar to that. I think that Tommy Pistol, or Pistol, however he pronounced his last name, Melon from the Old Temple, he ran a chosen version like that, and I think it died in 4 challenges. So it's hard.
Yeah. So the challenges have been very hard to balance. We've had some good success and some bad success. The chosen Demon Lord challenge I thought was going to be incredibly hard, and they raffle stomped me. First round, I believe they killed me in the 3v1, and I was like, wow, that's pretty good. So yeah, so we're hoping, Malrog is a little bit more successful. We spent some considerable time on him to try and make sure that he's going to be special for the entire community. So yeah. So did anybody have any questions or not?
Yeah, Xenomorph wants to know if his weakness can be undead dwarfs.
Tell Xenomorph no.
Hey, you just did yourself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you are good to go there. And then Wyvern also had a good comment, and you know what, Wyvern, it's like you read my programming notes. You know exactly where we're going to go next. Wyvern wanted to know, not necessarily a question, but be sure to kind of highlight. He wanted us to highlight, what can people do if they want to join the league, or let's say they've already had a character and they've been neglecting it for months, like certain people, I don't know. If they wanted to kind of jump back in, like what kind of incentives are there to get new players in to a league that's been going on for 11 months now?
So there's a couple different things. So first off, there are a couple storyline events that have happened throughout the year that have the way that we explain it is it's just increased the natural magic in the air in the Accordlands, so everybody is a little stronger than even if they're just starting out, they're a little stronger than they were in January, right? Mm-hmm. So the entry point for somebody that's new to league or somebody that's returning, the minimum level is increased, and you can find that in the channels, and that's something that I believe has changed a couple times and may change again starting 2 days from now, more as it develops. The second thing is, as the Dragon Lords and the Demon Lords have been defeated, that has also increased the amount of ability points available to Warlords that are, getting back into the Build a Warlord Creator and trying to tune up their abilities. So that's also you'll find the exact number of starting points in Discord. And then finally, there's the handicap system. So the handicap system's great because I'm going to read the specifics from my spreadsheet because I have to relook at this every single time. But here it is. You go to Sheet's home screen. You after you play against somebody, you take your level and their level, and you do math on the difference and multiply by 10. That's your handicap. Okay? Mm-hmm. You with me so far?
I'm following.
Okay. So, hang on. Warlord League. Where are you? I've got 900 Google Sheets. Hang on. You guys are hearing me search through Google Sheets in real time, which I'm sure is very exciting.
You're vamping like a pro. Like, you just got to keep talking. You got to fill that dead air.
No, that's all you got to do. So when you win a game, you get 60 XP. The loser gets 20 XP. Okay, if there's a tie, it's 40 XP. So the way the handicap is figured in, if you play against a level 10 person, they subtract half the handicap from their win, but the lower tier person adds half the handicap to their experience points for a win. So if you're level 10 and I'm level 7, handicap's 30, I'm going to get 35 points for my loss instead of 20. Great, right? Wonderful. You multiply that by 4 games and 6 quests in a month, you can catch up very quickly, especially if you're coming in and the handicap is considerable, right? And then if you win, if the lower tier player wins the game, they get to add the entire handicap to their total, and the losing player subtracts the entire handicap from his total. And that's to disincentivize people throwing matches to give copious amounts of experience to their friends. Yes. I don't think anyone would do that, but we're all very competitive, but it's the way the mechanic was designed. I think that's from the original War Journal article with just a few tweaks.
Makes sense. And the key element here is that this is all about having fun and doing some cool things. So no need to game the system, folks. We don't need to min-max this.
Yeah. Well, min-maxing, Wyvern keeps trying to min-max his dragon.
What a power gamer.
He is.
But that'll do it for, we'll do some house cleaning things, but that'll do it for Malrog. So again, these challenges will start between November and December. So just be on the lookout for when they announce all the details for that. So check out the Discord. Make sure you guys join that. And again, if you have any questions or you're just interested to learn more about the Online Warlord League, please send all messages to Yotakafish or Gracchus the Old on Discord.
Or Xenomorph.
Or Xenomorph. And you can see Xenomorph because he's floating around in chat right now. So send all messages to him. He might talk to you guys about some kind of, some rotting undead boogeyman dwarf.
He
has a whole story for him?
He's got a fetish for this idea that he had for an undead necromancer paladin dwarf. And that thing it kills stuff. He's done really, really well with it. He's brought it to all the challenges. So
he knows all about killing because he has to have died himself. But no, he has an awesome story for that about it being the boogeyman. So definitely go check that out, guys. Send him messages and ask him about that story, or take a look at the Design a Warlord challenge that we did. You can hear me read his story for you all there. So let me plug myself there. But but
speaking of plugs, plugs are important.
Yes, they are.
Fextra, is it Fextra Life or Extra Life?
Extra Life.
Extra. There's no F. I just imagine that.
You will completely imagine that. It's Extra Life, like the green mushroom in Mario.
Okay, so Extra Life, there's an important member of the community that is doing a stream or they're doing a fundraiser for Extra Life. That's Rogue Panda Art. And we really want to plug him because he's done so much for League with this beautiful artwork, and there's no other plugs that need to be given out. It's just his.
Yeah,
so,
that's it. Motherfucker.
That's it.
I will actually take the steering wheel here as I was literally just insulted on my own stream, but the organization, the quote-unquote organization that Rogue Panda and myself are a part of is Unorganized Play. We've been doing Extra Life as a fundraiser for 10 years, and as you guys can see, me and Rogue Panda Art, I'm trying to find the team members over here just so I can show it to you, but apparently, oh, here we go. I got you. I'm going to get you to the roster over here. So you got Rogue Panda Art already. Jared Reyes, he's already kicking my ass with $635 raised. I'm a little sluggish, but I'm still doing good at 260. But don't worry, there's still plenty of time. And good old Chris Hodgenowski and Andrew Wong. Andrew Wong hasn't done jack shit because he's a Wong, so you can ignore him. Chris Hodge does do things, and he already has 250. So this is where we're at as a team so far. We do this stream on this Saturday coming up, which is the 4th, I believe. I hope it's right. Yeah, so November 4th, 24-hour stream. We'll be doing it in person at Highlander Games in Boonton, New Jersey. Anthony and all those guys over there are awesome. They literally house us. They participate with us. They do fun things. People are getting like beard shaved and doing all that if we hit certain milestones. So they are all in on it. So love those guys. Big shout out to them. But I'll also talk about a little bit of something that I'm doing. There's another video on my channel that you all can take a look at. For anyone who donates to me specifically in my little donation page, which you can see at the bottom of this Twitch, for every $10 you donate, you get to name a card, and that card will be in my deck for the next Ancients event, which is probably going to be December. Doesn't matter what class, faction, whatever you mean, I will try to make it work. This is going to be like a 300 card deck, but
you left something out. It's important.
What's that?
It's not just that card is going to be in your deck. If I remember correctly, you stipulated the max amount of copies of that card you can run. So 3 or 1. Don't pay $10 for Bones of the Earth and think that you're going to get 50. But you're going to run 3 copies of that card. So theoretically, if someone wanted to pay, say, 1, 2, 3, so that's $30 for a starting army. And then you've got 50 minus 6 equals 44.
I can hear him hit the calculator.
So like $140, you can guarantee that the deck is at least 100 cards.
That is true, and we were already past that. We're already past that, though. So,
oh yeah, you are, aren't you? You said how much? 260.
Yeah. So Graham has already donated 100. Sanji has donated 100.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Yotaka has been generous and donated as well. So we have a few lovely folks, and there might be a little bit more as well coming in. Hopefully there's more, but the top 2 donors. There's a little. You can, for the details of this, you can all check my stream. But Gracchus is right. I will try and play as many of that copy as I can. Don't pick banned cards like Wes did. He tried to get me to play Dedalia, and I had to tell him no. So, but you know, the top donors will get to pick my faction and my warlord. So, like, and obviously that has to be the same. So, like, the first person will be like, all right, cool. Vax got to play, you know, elves, and then the other person will go and pick the warlord. And it's like, cool, he's playing Andal Smirty or something like that, and like they can work together and do all that, and then. You know, so card picks don't have to be in until after that is done. So you can donate now, and you can donate during my stream or whatever, and then make your card selection down the road. Don't worry, we have plenty of time. I'll reach out to all you when that time comes. So don't feel like you need to hold on to the donation. You can send it whenever, and you don't have to make a pick right away. So I just want to point that out. But then, you know, since I'm a team player, just like good old Rogue Panda Art over here. If you donate to both myself and Rogue Panda Art separately, I will count any dollar value donated to Rogue Panda Art towards my deck picks. So,
oh, wow.
So if you did $10 to me and $50 to Rogue Panda Art, you donated $60 to me. I will count it like that. So getting more picks and more cards in and supporting my teammates. So we're going to do it that way, guys.
That's impressive. That's really, really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah, but hey, I have synergy with my teammates. Rogue Panda Art, he kind of just goes on his own. You know, he goes rogue, as some would say. But
it's just like League. It's a competition, but it's cooperative.
Exactly. We have a team goal, but then we see the individual goals, and I see him 3 times my goal. So I'm already I gotta do work, man. Come on.
Yeah.
But yeah. So doing some fun things. Again, everything goes to charity, guys. So definitely support if you can. But don't feel pressured. But I love you if you do. So that'll do it. Gracchus, any other last minute things or things you want to talk about before we sign off?
Do you want to talk about the odds of drawing Bones of the Earth if you run 10 copies of it in your deck?
I know we can do a whole stream of that with the geometric calculator and figure all that out. But it's low.
No, I'm good. I feel like they'll go to sleep.
Yes, but feel free to throw any. Don't, guys. The one thing, don't throw Regent at me just because, or Regin, the Nothrog Warlord at me, because then you only see one of these cards out of a 600 card deck. Like,
how bad would that be?
I can see people doing it because they're scumbags, but
it's not compelling. It's not compelling television.
Yeah, I'm okay that they're scumbags to me, though, it's because they're not scumbags in real life because they support charity. So that's okay. So yes, yeah. You can abuse me and take your scumbaggery out on me.
Didn't you make a stipulation that if they pick Regin, you're going to do Regin in a different event?
Look at this. I feel like you watched my video and took notes. Like, I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna hold back to all this. But yes, I will.
Honestly, I watched it. I remember watching it. I don't remember having the time to watch it. So I think I just turned it on while I was working, but I don't remember for sure.
And just stuck in the back of your head.
It did.
Yeah. And again, all right. So say it's like 6-man Shonagard. Get out of here. I'm not playing only the cards you guys give me. I'm gonna fill it out because obviously if you guys have your picks and all of a sudden I'm like, well, there's like 74 characters and 20 actions. Or like something like that. Then I have to balance it out, and I'm probably going to need some ambassadors. So
here's what you got to do. No matter what your deck is, no matter what the cards are, run 3 copies of the card Prisoner, and 3 copies of Taunting Blow, and see if you can make that work.
Oh, I'm sure we can. Speaking of making things work, and that I don't know why. Hopefully that alert came in loud enough for people. It didn't come out loud for me, but low ELO Legion. Thank you for the sub, buddy. Really appreciate your support there. But yeah, okay, so that, and you're just in time with that sub to just kind of wrap it up. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. The next content I have coming out, I'm probably going to do another stream this week before Extra Life. And I'll be kind of doing that as a way to raise money for Extra Life. We're going to be talking about the next online tournament, which is an absolutely insane format called Classy Turncoat. So it takes Class in Session and Turncoat and merges them into one. So basically pick any warlord, change their faction and their class, and then do that. So the geometric calculator broke when I tried to figure out that, you know, how many possible combinations there are, but it's definitely in the 10,000s. So I think I'm going to build some of those decks on stream coming this week. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, that tournament's coming up November 9th, I believe. So stay tuned. I'll be back with games like that. But otherwise, again, support the Online Warlord League. Stay tuned for more Malrog Ironface. And yeah, that'll do it. So Gracchus, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks for everybody who watched. Again, thanks, Bane. Appreciate the support. Take it easy, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.